Ladies and gentlemen, I am Internal42 and welcome to another episode of Let's Build Malsan. I pronounced that wrong. I'm good. I added an A in there and I created that name myself. Malsan, there we go. That's what I meant to say. So we are in, I think, Glakva. I believe that's what I called it. Glakva, and we are in what is technically the town center. There is a random trader just here for some reason. I don't know why he's here. Like, he literally serves no purpose right now, and to be honest, I feel like the chieftain isn't going to agree with his existence, especially with a face like that. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. What is this? So we are going to be building the courtyard today. We're also going to be building these three bigger kind of orcish huts that are basically just the chieftain's lackeys. These ones aren't going to be on a wooden podium like his is. They are mainly just going to be on the floor on a dirt spread, similar to how the courtyard's going to look and how most of the paths are, and basically every single house is as well. It's going to have this dirt spread supporting them because they're not just going to slap it on bare snow. That would be a dumb idea. Basically, we're going to be doing that. Hopefully, I will be explaining things as the time-lapse goes along, because the difference is between this one and the last one, I don't have to rush it. It's actually Tuesday today because I decided not to record a video for Thursday on Monday because it was my birthday, and it doesn't really make sense that I should be working on something while it's my birthday, so I just ended up playing Yu-Gi-Oh instead because yeah, that's how I roll. So today I decided before work I would just sort out some things, start up everything that's required for time-lapsing, and potentially, hopefully, finish the courtyard for the first section of time-lapse, and then finish the other ones for the other sections of time-lapses, because there's not going to be any talking in between. There's going to be talking at the end when I allow you to leave the video, because other than that, you're not allowed to leave. You have a moral obligation to stay here, and if you leave, can't believe you've done this. So yeah, let's get going and start building things. Enjoy the time-lapse. Okay, so we have finished everything pretty much. There's only a few details that need to be done on the outside of everything. You will have noticed that since the intro of the video, the shaders are completely different, and they are still different here because I was having an issue with the shaders I was using, which at the start of the video I had switched back to Chocopic shaders because it did a certain thing that, what was it, the one I used before didn't. I'm trying to remember what it was called. The name will appear on screen, but basically there was like connected textures between the snow and the dirt. You can see a slight bit of it there, but it's all around here pretty much. This would glitch out on the shaders I used before, and I really liked those shaders, which was the issue, and I was just like, I can't use the connected textures if I have it on, but I don't want to switch it off because this connected textures that are good, and a lot of the time are the ones that really make up the build because they add a lot of detail and make things look less horrible. I mean, to be honest, most of this build works the way it does without me having to add too much detail thanks to the connected textures. It's like a lot of this wall isn't the same because of the connected textures. It's completely random. Obviously there is the issue that sometimes this will happen, which makes 0 sense, but we're fine with that. And also this, like, all the rocks and everything that make up the bones and give it the feel that I like, they would be completely different. There are so many things that just wouldn't work anymore, and it would be really annoying. So I hunted around for a while to try and find the perfect shader pack, and I came across BLS or BSL. I did also try Beyond Belief and Voyager. Voyager had way too much motion blur in it and just ended up looking horrible and just making me feel ill, and I was just like, yeah, nah, this isn't worth it. Beyond Belief had an issue where for some reason it rendered the connected textures overlays as water, so it was just glitching out with this water texture on top, which made no sense. But now that's not the case, and we've got this awesome looking collection of orc huts around this well. You could ignore the random bouts of snow everywhere. I turned on the snow to see how it would look, and it really didn't do anything, and I had to get rid of all the snow on the path so I could do this dirt and grass path combination you see here. And I also had to fix the horn because I accidentally broke it, and it's still broken right. But when I pasted this in, I didn't realize that it actually took over part of the horn, so then it ended up just breaking a hole in it. But this works now. I also realized I forgot to cover this up, so there's a trapdoor on the bottom now to make it covered up, so you can't see the netherrack there. As always, the insides are completely empty in these places for anyone to do whatever the hell they want. There's mossy cobblestone all over the walls, there's ladders inside, so you can climb up to these places, and I've tried to make the inside somewhat presentable so they're not a complete mess. So you can go up to the watchtower and look over everything. I did just realize though that this is not fully complete. It's nice that we're going through now and I'm finding all the issues, but I mean, look at this. Everything looks so good here. The fog just adds so much, and that's my favorite part about this shader pack, is the fog. Like, the other stuff I was using didn't have that. I did have to tone it down a bit because it was slightly a bit too much, but thankfully there's shader settings, so there's reasons I can change things. Now, I was also thinking of potentially slapping snow on the roofs during this segment of the video, but I have so much time-lapse footage it's not physically possible. I don't think I want to include it in the next video, so I'm just going to slap snow on the roofs when I have free time. It's kind of hard to imagine that this all started off as nothing, and then now we have this cool little branching path circle thing that looks natural when it started off as a red and yellow circle, and the same with this house and that house and that house. Like, each of these houses I kind of gave an identity in my head. This is inspired by a piece of artwork by someone. I don't know who it is, but I found it on Google, and I basically took inspiration from it but did what was possible in Minecraft and added my own elements, like this watchtower on the side and this kind of cool roofed section. And I am slightly thinking of putting like a piece of cloth between these bones over the road, and that could look cool. but I'm still not sure. This was even more fully inspired by the Warcraft 3 model of the stuff. As you can see, this right here was the bottom platform stuff that I did here, but I made it more inhabited. It's also hexagonal shaped because obviously the low polygon count of the old one, that's what I did. I chucked fire on here because I was just like, I think it would look cool, and it did, but I don't want to put any up there because that would be too much and that would just overpower everything and probably kill my computer. These towers are pretty easy to build because I could just copy and paste them. This bone on top was inspired by another design that should show up as well, and it's a completely different one. It's like a castle, which is kind of where I got the inspiration for towers on these builds from. And like this one, I kind of like got the idea that it would be fun if this was the hunter's house. So I kind of just started slapping bone after bone on it and doing more and fancying it up. Because it only makes sense the hunter would have like a lot of bones and stuff just attached to his house, because it's just showing how good he is at his job. This guy, I never figured out what I wanted him to be. With the watchtower, I potentially thought like he'd be like the best scout or something, or like an archer, or an archer usually is a scout anyway. But this one I kind of thought instantly just to be the chieftain's right-hand man, essentially. Like, obviously he still wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. Becoming an Orc King is his real quest, and then I know nothing else because I'm uncultured and never watched Pokemon as a child. So basically he's still gonna be like not completely friendly, but he's basically what you would say is the second most powerful orc, and he's yet to find his method or gotten strong enough to feel like he can actually fight the guy properly. But there is a lot of things that I'm kind of happy I have slapped in. There's weird creepy music going on right now, that's great. Next time, I'll have to figure out what the bloody hell we're going to be doing, because I have no idea yet. We're going to be doing something. I'll have to probably like take a picture of the area so far and doodle things down and come up with ideas. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I shall see you in the next one when I figure out what the bloody hell we're doing. Enjoy your life by not watching these videos anymore. No, please watch them all. Please, I need it. I want more subscribers. I want to go somewhere. Please. Please.